the leaders for this wonderful session. It's going to be presented by our club coach chair, DTM Shankar. This session will describe and give full explanation about the club coaches, what to do and what not to do. So let me start from reciting the district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Thank you very much. Let me invite our district director, DTM Joe Villanova, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Muhammad Marikar, and of course, uh, good morning to our leaders that are here, and also to Chairman Shankar. The very reason we wanted to train the coach is we wanted that at the end of the term, what we envision will be realized. And we will not allow that the people that we requested help and also came forward to help will not be given the tools and necessary encouragement and inspiration to go on and help the club, because in helping the club, building it to be stronger will also make our district stronger. So I'm very thankful to our CGD for preparing this opportunity of sharing, and hopefully the tools will be used by all our coaches in order to make sure that on or before the end of our term, the clubs that they promised to help will also be not only distinguished but even a president distinguished club. This I believe we can easily do if we will help each other, and this is the beginning of that sort. And I, as the district director, will always make sure that we will support our coaches and also even the club the the way we wanted it. And if they are going to request us on something that we wanted to and we can, then we are going to do that. And if at the end of the term, all our coaches is going to uh, realize the dream that we want, of course, each of them will be given our mentor pin to represent our hope for them, and also a appreciation at the end of the term when they finish and accomplish the distinguished district for the club that they are coaching. Thank you very much, Chairman DTM Shankar, and also to our club growth director. To all of you, good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Didi. As you have said that we are hardly working, and as well as our club coach chair, it's having a great plan for the club coaches, because most of the club coaches, they are requesting to be get appointed, but they don't know what is mean by club coaches, and who can able to serve as a club coaches. So that this session will be very informative for them, as well as a district leader. Either you are a division director or district officer or area director, it's our responsibility. We don't require any title, apart from the other than the district leaders title, to help the club in order to bring back to the normal stand. Because what I can able to receive the request, even some of our district leaders, okay, they according to RA DTM James, this is our district leaders responsibility to bring all the club to become normal. So doesn't for us, it doesn't require to be title as a coach. and we can able to appoint as a coach another leader, so that combinedly we can able to work with the full force. This is what the Toastmaster says. Anyway, let me welcome DTM Shankar Vishwanathan to start his session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, DTM Mohammed Ibrahim Maikar, the Club Growth Director.
Please, only one. At the end of the session, just for 10 minutes, there will be a question and answer. Whatever questions the audience they are going to ask, we are ready to answer for your queries. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mohammed. Dear district officials, fellow Toastmasters, a very warm good morning to all of you. I'm sure it's very exciting to see each other on a Friday morning. And since we are a little bit behind schedule, I'll just start the presentation. Now, what I want you to remember is that this has to be more of a interactive session rather than a presentation itself. And that's one of the reasons why I have kept the slides in itself very simple, so that we have more time to discuss. While I go through the slides, please feel free to stop me as and when you have any queries, so that we can answer them at that point in time. And like already advised, and the final 10 minutes will also be dedicated to a question answer session for any of the doubts that any one of you may have. So just to summarize, what is it that we will be going through today is just to understand what exactly is a club coach, and which clubs are eligible to receive a club coach. Importantly, how does one become a club coach? Tips to become an effective club coach. And all these, just for your understanding, are just extracts from the guidelines that have been provided by Toastmasters. All the information that is provided here are extracts from the various resources. We will also share with you after this presentation where is it that you can get all the resources online from the Toastmasters website itself. So the first and foremost question is, what or who exactly is a club coach? Now, a club coach is an experienced Toastmaster who coaches a club to rebuild membership and restore quality to the club environment. Now, the two important words in this sentence itself is an experienced Toastmaster, and then it clearly mentions that the club coach has to rebuild membership. Why is it necessary to have somebody who's experienced? Is purely because they have already gone through the process of being a part of a successful Toastmasters club. And I think each and every one of us believe that every Toastmaster club has the true potential to be successful. It is for one reason or the other that some clubs do not meet the criterias over a period of time. And that's why the word rebuild is important, because we are helping these clubs to rebuild back to their true potential as such. Now, the goal of a coach is to help the club achieve recognition in the distinguished club program. This is also very important, because when a club coach is appointed, we'll see as we go forward, is there has to be a metrics for measurement on the performance of the club coach. So one of the basic requirement is the distinguished club program, the DCP, which all of us know about. Is there anyone here who has a question about the distinguished club program itself? Please feel free to ask at this point in time. Hearing none, I think everybody is clear what a distinguished club program is. So we'll just go to the next point, which is the how is it that the club coach does his role is basically building rapport with the club leaders and members. So he should be well aware of who is he interacting with, or who he or she is interacting with. Enthusiasm is a very fundamental quality that is expected out of each and every Toastmaster. On the picture on the right, if you see, one thing common is that you can see all of them smiling. And that's one of the mottos unwritten that we have in Toastmasters, is that everybody should have fun, enthusiasm. They should have camaraderie and structure within the club. And this is what a club coach is expected to deliver on. assessing the club environment and recommending best practices for success. We will talk more about this in the process itself. And working with the club leaders to develop a club success plan, which will help achieving the distinguished club program again. So you see, all of this is cohesive, all of this is intertwined with each other, and that's how, and that is how and what is expected from a club coach. Do we have any questions, or can I move on? All right. Now, we have so many clubs under District 104, or any district for that matter. Over the past few months, we've realized that the technical qualification itself is not very clear. We've received applications for clubs that are actually not eligible to have a club coach. So, what is the eligibility basically to receive a club coach officially? Now, when I say who is eligible to receive a club coach, we are talking about who can be a club coach officially registered on the Toastmasters website, because that will also help towards the leadership goals of that particular individual as such. What is very clear is that each and every one of us who's a member of Toastmasters can be a coach to any of the clubs that we want to participate in without having to officially register. And this is something that is encouraged and motivated for all the Toastmaster members, because it's a great learning experience for all of us involved as well. Now, to be officially eligible to receive a club coach, the club must have at least one. So please remember, the club must have at least one, but not more than 12 members in good standing at the time of appointment. And what does good standing mean is basically that these members, if it's either one member in the club, which hardly seldom is the case because you need at least the officers registered under the club, and not more than 12 members who are already registered under the club when a club coach is proposing to be a club coach for that particular club. The club must not be suspended or closed on the TMI system. Whenever we are referring to any of these rules, which basically means this is all linked to the Toastmasters International portal itself, their systems. So the club has to be functional at that date when we are requesting, for that period basically, when we are requesting for the club coach to be appointed. These are basically two of the most important criterias for receiving a club coach or being eligible to be a club coach for a particular club. Is there any doubt on this, or can we move on? All right. Of course, this is something that is known to everybody, that the club cannot have more than two coaches. And even if you see, I'm assuming that all of you have at least seen the club coach nomination form. Even if you see the form, as per the Toastmasters rule, they can only have two coaches appointed to any club at any given point in time. I think there is a question on chat. I would suggest if the questions can be asked here, because I won't be able to see I'm not able to see, I can see it blinking. BTM Mohammed, can you see is there a question on chat?
There is nothing. Maybe it's a personal chat. Okay, let them raise their hand.
Okay,
So
I
that,
think,
yeah. Otherwise, just you can complete at last we can, because in between
sure,
other
sure.
minutes it will distract the things. At last we can
No
have a
problem.
question.
Okay, no problem. Perfect.
Yeah.
How does one become a coach? Basically, to be appointed as a club coach, one must be a paid member with Toastmasters International for that period. This again is another important rule which I think is misunderstood largely, is that you cannot be an existing member of that club at the time of appointment. You can be a member later on when the club gets back to its normal operations. But at the time of nomination, you cannot be an existing member of the club when you're nominated. Now, there are two ways how the club coach can be appointed. The district director or the club coach director, they when they see the statistics, they see the number, they can approach any individual and they can directly appoint a club coach with his consent and nominate him to a particular coach. The second way is that the club president can recommend a club coach from their own club instead. In this case, what will happen is that a duly filled form from the has to be submitted to the district director or the club board director to be sent to Toastmasters International. Now, please note that what is very important for this is that the nominated member should not be a member of the same club that he is planning to coach. Like I mentioned already, this is very important because there have been requests in the last couple of months from a lot of members to coach clubs that they are already a member of. So that is not possible. And then the duly filled form for nomination has to be submitted to the district director only by the club president. So the form has to be sent with all the details only by the club president. And the nominated club coach is obviously expected to have a plan to revive the club to achieve the distinguished points, or he or she is expected to share this with the district leadership team. Excuse me one second. Okay, I'm sorry. Uh, the nominated club coach is expected to have his plan to revive the club to achieve the minimum points, and you are expected to share with the district leadership team on a periodic basis. Now, this is where basically, let's say, the discussion or the workshop from today, these are the main points. What we were discussing till now are basically guidelines. Now, these are just tips that is recommended by the district on how to become an effective club coach. These are some points that have been extracted, like I said before, from the resources that are available on Toastmasters International. And the reason I'm repeating this again is so that it's clear that if you have any further details, you can contact us back or just go to Toastmasters International and you can see the explanation of all these points that we are going to discuss. The first and foremost point is basically the assessment. When you're now, all these points are assuming that you have already been nominated as a club coach for a particular club. So let's say that today I have been nominated as a club coach for Toastmasters Club ABC. So what is the first step that I should do? Is assessment is the number one thing that I need to do. Is that assessment needs to be done to fully understand the problems of a troubled club. Now I know troubled might be a bit harsh sounding, but that is the reality, and that's why the club coach is nominated to help bring the club back to normal status. It's very important that you understand the characteristics of a successful one, and that's why the experience comes into play. The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience, which we've all seen over a period of time. So, to do this, you should hold weekly meetings with a friendly atmosphere, encourage members to give manual speeches or the pathway speeches in a well planned education program. So you need to make sure that you are able to assess if this is happening properly. You need to attend the meetings, you need to discuss with the officers and assess before you start out any action plan as such. As a specific tool for assessment, you can use the club coaches troubleshooting guide. Like I said, we will share the resources. So this is the club coach guide that is available to assess the club's success in meetings and the needs of its members. You will need to obviously, before you come to any kind of action plan or conclusion, you need to attend a couple of meetings, at least it's recommended, before you try to start any work on attempting this revival of the club. As you consider each portion of the assessment, you need to have the performance rated on the scale. Needless to say, you cannot be too negative on them, you cannot be extremely optimistic, you just need to be as realistic as possible, and this guide will really help you to figure it out. After you assess, after you attended a couple of meetings, after you've gone through all the data that is available, you need to come up with an action plan. And this cannot be done alone. It is recommended that you work with the executive committee. And when we say executive committee here, we mean the executive committee of that club, the president, the VPE, the VPPR, the VP membership, all its core officers, and develop an action plan. And why is it important to involve them is because anything and everything that you will be suggesting and monitoring has to be executed by the executive committee. So it's very important that you are aligned on what needs to be submitted to them. It's over a period of time, if you go through data, the membership decline is actually only a symptom of the problem. And what if you see, if something is very attractive and if something has very good quality, there is no reason for the membership to decline. So I think what you need to work on, do not focus on the numbers of membership. That is an outcome of what the quality of the club will deliver. So you need to attack the root cause of the problem and not the problem of membership alone. And you need to develop a well functional plan. And what should this plan include is that a statement of goals that identify the levels of growth and a timetable, specific actions and programs to be undertaken, including a timetable along with the people responsible, establish a special relation with the club officers. Like I say, it's all at the end of the day relations that matter. It's a communication with the officers that matter. You need to encourage the team. Obviously, when a club is not at its optimum best, the leadership team also will feel a little dejected, demotivated. So it's your job to inculcate optimism into them and let them know that their efforts are valued. And how can you do that is that you can ask them to try new ideas, get them involved in area and district meetings, something like this, for example. It need not be a topic that they have to really be present at that point in time, but it's a good platform to meet different Toastmasters of different clubs, motivate them, encourage them. Now, we spoke about quality, and that's one of the reasons why I said that before, is that the quality of the meeting itself plays a very important role when it comes to how does a guest or a potential Toastmaster feel when they attend a particular meeting. So you need to take care and see that the officers are responsible and they are dedicated to the cause. You need to punctuality, of course. This is something, in my experience, I've been a Toastmaster for the last 8 years, 8, 9 years now. I have seen that the clubs that are successful for a longer period of time and who maintain that success are clubs that are very punctual, who respect time, not only their time, they respect the time of others. So, if one of the key things I would suggest personally is that try to attack this problem as well, where everyone is punctual and they respect time. Meetings should be fun, right? Meetings cannot be, we have enough stress in our work day, we have enough stress in our daily life. So Toastmasters has to be a fun environment. It has to be something what gives an outlet to the creativity inside the members. So you need to make sure that the meetings are fun, where they come and they really enjoy the 2 hours that they attend the Toastmasters meeting. The members are varied and dynamic. Again, what happens is that if you create a club which basically has just members from their own cup, they, if they just have members who are friends, basically, you tend to not take it very seriously over a period of time. So it's very important also to make sure that the members are varied. And when we mean varied and dynamic, we mean people who are different in age, who are different in nationalities, who are different in their professional careers, who are different in any way that you can think is possible. The more varied and dynamic this mix is, believe me, the learning experience will automatically be fun for everyone. Guests feel welcomed. Again, in sub clubs, there have been issues wherein when the guest comes, every guest who comes is a potential Toastmaster member, not for the sake of us increasing the numbers of the clubs, like I said, but we genuinely believe that Toastmasters adds value to a person's life in general. So a guest should feel welcome to make sure that he comes back to that club or any club in the future going forward and becomes a part of this fantastic family. So it's important that they feel welcomed when they come to that meeting for the very first time. Officers' participation, extremely important because they are the backbone of the operation of the club. It is their passion, it is their dedication that will drive the club. You need to make sure that they are familiar with all the educational and promotional materials that are available. And what do I mean by educational and promotional materials is that these are all the materials that if you log into Toastmasters International, you log into your account, you will find a section called resources. And if you have not gone through this particular section, I really recommend that you go through it because there is a ton of information that is available in this particular segment. And anything that is related to Toastmasters and otherwise is available here. So please go through the educational material there, the promotional materials there, and you make sure that the officers understand the proper handling of the important administration tasks, like the semi-annual reports, the club officers list, etc. that must be completed and submitted to the world headquarters on time. Because on one side is running a smooth operation. On the other side also, which is important, is to have all the reports that are submitted on time to make sure that one of the key criteria, like I said, is the DCP program. So you need to make sure that unless all of this is done in a timely manner, you will not achieve the DCP program. So you need to encourage them right from the start to have all these reports submitted on time. So this is again something which is very easy to probably read. It is very easy as a concept, but not practiced on all levels for some reason or the other. You need to encourage all accomplishment. There is no accomplishment that is big or small. An accomplishment is an accomplishment. So you need to stimulate recognition for achievers. And what do I mean by recognition for achievers is that simple step, like if somebody finishes in this club, if somebody is completed, let's say a level 1 of his particular pathway, you need to make sure that you make a big noise about it, not for the sake of publicity, but just for that particular individual, A, to feel motivated, and B, that will automatically stimulate the others to try and achieve that recognition as well. You encourage the club members to deliver the pathway speeches and work towards the educational leadership goals. And this you will do together with the vice president of education for that club, basically, so that you can plan all the activities for that club. You work with the club in building a solid education program and an appropriate recognition system. Now, there is guidelines again, but feel free to go creative. You can do something that is new out of the box. And before you do this, just make sure that the accomplishments are valid. And what do I mean is that just don't take the word of anybody. You log in to that particular account and check if somebody is claiming to have completed level 1. They must have completed it, but maybe it's not registered on the Toastmasters portal. So make sure that it is completed on the portal before you start the celebrations. This is also again very important, is because when you work with the club, I'm sure you will have fun doing it, but keep the district leaders informed about your progress, because there are best practices that probably you might be following that someone else is not following, and that's something that is out of the box that will probably help the other clubs in achieving the success that you are achieving in your particular club. So this is why it's important that you keep sharing whatever information, whatever data, whatever plan of actions, whatever is the progress that you are achieving in your work as a club coach with the district leaders. So they can action this accordingly, and they can also learn. It's a learning process for everybody. So everyone can learn and everyone can grow at the same time. Attract new members, obviously. If you follow the points from 1 to 5, believe me, the 6 will happen automatically. But still, now one advantage, some see it as an advantage and some see it as a disadvantage at this point in time. But We have meetings online for many clubs at this point in time, and some clubs have started having physical meetings. When you have physical meetings, make sure that the meeting location is suitable for a dynamic meeting. So it's located somewhere in the center of the city, which is accessible to everybody. And if it is online, I would suggest there is no harm in sharing it with as many people as possible, for them just to come and experience Toastmasters, for them just to come and feel comfortable in the whole program itself. Again, try to get, when it says get involved with other local clubs, it does not only mean the club coaches. You also invite your the particular club's president, the executive committee of that club, to try and interact with other local clubs in your area, in a division. It can be a different mix altogether. But what happens is, again, the whole exchange of ideas is what happens in these meetings. You will be able to meet so many new people, you will be able to network better. And this always leads to only a positive growth in terms of the experience, in terms of the dedication of the officers. When they see, when they attend a meeting wherein, let's say, there are 40-50 members attending on a regular basis, you automatically get that desire to make get your club at that level. And believe me, I've seen clubs that they have done this successfully over a very short period of time, just by communicating frequently with other clubs within their division areas and even district for that particular matter. You should encourage all your members to attend the district conferences, the regional conferences, just so that we understand the magnitude of what the organization is capable of, and what is the magnitude of the organization strength in terms of its people, the quality of the programs, and the quality of deliverables that are delivered to all the members through this wonderful program that we have. But unless and until they come there and they see what is happening, it's very difficult for them to visualize. So try to encourage and motivate most of them to come and attend as many meetings as they can possible. Invite other clubs to your meetings and attend other clubs. So as you attend, you invite other club members also to attend your meeting for the same purpose of networking and adding value. This is the final slide of this presentation, but I'll assure you that this also is one of the most important slides, because I have seen that people who do not follow this particular point are not able to successfully complete their tenure as a club coach. So please look at my beautiful graphics and the animation when you make sure that in this whole journey, it is very, very important that you have fun as a club coach. It's a noble task. It's a time consuming task, but it is something that is fun. And I can say this from personal experience that it was a very enriching experience when you try not to look at it as a task, but you try to look at it as an activity wherein you're having fun while doing it. Let's aim that by the end of the tenure, you look as happy as she looks when she's walking out with her certified club coach recognition from our district. And I wish each and every one of you all the very best going forward. Like I said, if you have any doubts, you can always feel free to reach back to any one of us. And this basically concludes the presentation. And what I would suggest is that we open the floor for question answer session that will be led by distinguished Toastmaster. Back to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, DTM Shankar. Now, the session is open for the questions. Let us start from DCD DTM Samia. Please unmute yourself and you can.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, yes, please go ahead.
On chat, I have a question here from Toastmaster Fadil Al Mawlad, which says, "What makes the club suspended?"
Okay, if you are not paying the club dues and the officers, so it will make, just it will stay for a 6 month. After that, one day it will become as a suspended, and next it will be get removed totally. So that we are insisting always to pay the club dues on time for the required members. Okay, as DTM Shankar said that we have received a lot of requests. It's not coming from the club president, which we require to have from the club president only, not by any officials. First, the second thing, one of our member would want to be a club coach for one of the club. The issue is he is a member of the club, as Ritim Shankar mentioned, and he is insisting me to make him as a club coach. But this is the basic eligible criteria that you are not supposed to be a member at the time of appointment as a club coach. One. The second thing, what he did for this term, he said that I am not renewing for my club, so appoint me again. Normally, what used to happen whenever you are sending the request to the Toastmaster International, they will check the history, last 6 months and the previous 6 months and something like that. So whenever they found these things, what they used to advise to the district officials, okay, he has been member since this club started. Only now he didn't renew so far. He will renew in later time. So he is not eligible. So the members, they are thinking that if they delay in the payment of the existing club membership, so that they can be a club coach for the same club, which is not possible at all. And also some members, they used to query about the club coaches where they have 0 members. And the explanation is it's very hard for us to communicate with the existing club members or the officers. Okay, first of all, the main thing, as Tim Shankar explained, that you have to establish the communication channel. What happened? Okay. If we cannot be able to, if we fail to establish the communication channel, then how we are going to be a club coach and how we are going to bring the club back to normal? So with 0 members, there is no possible to appoint any club coaches. And also, as a district leader, please, you can able to recommend someone else who is directly suitable for the club coaches, because you are already having a credit as a district leader, either division director or area director and so forth. If you can able to bring someone really suitable for the particular club and who is very close to the club officers, it will help really to build the club, as Tim Shankar said. Otherwise, just we will have a label, but still, because already, as you know, that the area director having the specific responsibility, the division director having specific responsibility, as well as the district officers also. Whenever we are having one more to our team, so it's additional strength for us, having a complete team in order to work together in order to bring the club back to a normal state. So it's very important. First, with just you have to understand that with 0 members, no possible at all. Exactly from the club president, we have to receive the recommendations. Only the part is supposed to be filled, the club coach 1 and club coach 2. That's all. Nothing else to be filled. So whenever you are sending these things, after we do the necessary validation, it will require a few days. Then we will appoint, we will recommend this one to the TI, to appoint the club coaches. Even recently we have received the club coaches. And also the another thing I would like to emphasize, the club coach term is 2 years from the appointment itself. That means 2 terms. For example, in last period, while DTM Abdullah Fliman was district director, in those period, if someone appointed for those period as well as this period, they are eligible. So please, again I'm reiterating, for example, in the club itself, you have the club sponsor for the newly chartered club as well as the club mentor. And for the weak club, we used to have a club coaches. Club sponsor, whenever you charter the club, you can able to get the credit itself as you are a club coach, club sponsor. As a club mentor, whenever it reaches 6 months after the charter date, you can able to submit your form and you can able to get credited your educational award as a club mentor. In case of club coach, everyone misunderstand. They thought that automatically it will be get credited under their name. No, not at all. As explained in the presentation, you have to extensively work with the club to bring and to make the club successful to achieve at least 5 DCP, which is the club distinguished status. For achieving that club distinguished status, to be get credited, you have to fulfill the membership criteria. Although if you got 5 DCP points without fulfilling the membership criteria, that club DCP will not be awarded from TI. If that club DCP is not awarded by TI, that means you, as a club coach, you didn't accomplish anything for that club and you are not going to get any credit from the TI as a club coach. As you know that this is the last year as a club coach, you can able to use as a 12 credit. One as it is as a club coach, another one as a district leadership in order to claim your DTM. So if you fail to achieve your task, then you are not going to be get awarded at the end of the term. So eventually there will be you know nothing will be available. Currently, if you go back, the appointed coach, if you go back to your profile, you can able to see the awarding. It's just a pending. Only after awarded, they'll validate by the date itself. So this is the main thing. And also our club coach share planning, we are collecting all last term club coaches and this term club coaches. We are going to make a group and we are going to meet them directly, the club coaches with the concerned club president. And please prepare your plan for the club. What are the plan that you are going to have in terms of club coach? How you are going to help that club with the club president as well as the club, the other club officers? You have to provide the extensive plan, and just you have to validate that plan during each and every timeline, that whether you achieved or you postpone or you prepone or whatever it may be. So we are the club coach chair. It's going to monitor, going to support you in case of anything that help that you require from the district. Even district officers, DD, PQD, and myself and other district official, we are available always to help you. So please, my humble request to bring your district up. We require your dedication and commitment towards the club itself, which is very weak. Just you have to bring them, and you have to be an example for other club coaches, future club coaches also, how to perform as a club, successful, how to be a successful club coach. This is very important. Any questions?
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah.
Mr. GD, DTM Muhammad. Thank you all for this comprehensive seminar. Thank DTM Shankar for this amazing seminar. Now, I have a question regarding if the club coaches already appointed for one club, okay? After that, the club unfortunately suspended for any reason. However, they are working to make it again active. Here, they are going to take the point for being a club coach, or this is will be it's like one thing that they are not going to be able for taking the point.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. The baseline that we have to understand that, as I had explained, as a club coach, if you are not making the particular club to be a distinguished status, at least by getting 5 DCP, by fulfilling the membership criteria, first of all, you are not going to be get awarded at all. When you are going to be get appointed during the club, it's active, not being suspended. So once you have been appointed as a club coach, it's as a club coach, it's your duty to plan and to meet with the club official, especially the club president, to make a program, planned program, and to raise the membership and to do the quality meetings and so forth. So in this case, I'm sure that the club it's not going to be suspended, because the people, they are thinking that, okay, let us ask the district to be a club coach and let them appoint, and the club will work as it is, and the club members and the club official, they will get more members, and they will be rising the level of the club, and they will achieve the DCP points, and automatically it will reach as a credit for the club coach. No, this is the wrong concept. Please, again, as the club president or district director or CGD has the authority to remove or dismiss any appointed club coach during their tenure. No one can able to say anything, because this one to be done according to that performance. After that, even if the club achieved the DCP goals, fulfilling all the criteria which is eligible for them to have a club coach credit, this credit will not be get awarded to the dismissed club coach. So please, you have to make in consideration that, so that we are asking everything, it has to come through the club president. You have to have good communications with the club officers itself, so that you can able to work in a good environment with them. I think I have answered your question, DCD. Any questions?
Mr. CDG,
Yes.
how many coaches are available now?
The team Shankar, can you please the updated list? Can you inform?
Are they attended our seminar today?
It's not fully, because I know some of the specific club coaches from our beginning of the term that we have appointed, but I cannot able to see them. Although we have sent extensive, email through.
Invite them again, and then give the instruction. If they're not
Yes.
going to attend, immediately will break their appointment.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Didi. Sure. This is what I have
Because if
explained.
they are coach and they are not participating, then they are not interested, and I think they are not going to be successful. So
Yes.
was that can you schedule again another one? And this time this is a test for them. Just give them the note that if they are not going to attend immediately, we're going to break the appointment.
Sure. Next month we can able to repeat the same session with more information, so that we can able to provide the chance and
We are going to do that, but we are going to get the first report from them. In other
sure.
words, for the last 4 months, what they did and what is now the status of the club that they are coaching, and have they did their meeting already with the club officers and the district officers that is assigned to that particular club. I mean the area director and division director. In other words, if they did not, then and they are not going to attend in that particular meeting, then just tell them sorry, but their appointments is being revoked.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Didi.
Okay.
Anyone having any questions?
I don't have a question. Thank you for answering my question earlier. And we have one club coach, Toastmaster Elias Baksh, and he also an Area 27 director. He is presenting today, attending. And there is another club coach. He is apologized because he is speaking in another conference now. So he couldn't make it to this meeting or seminar. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your information. And also, I have expected at least all the division director to be on board during this session. But few of them it's missing. Maybe they have some other commitment. Anyway, because they are the one responsible. Next level, the area directors are responsible in order to bring, because you are the one going to get direct impact because of the club status itself. So you are the one who have more interest than others in order to have any club mentors or club coach for the particular week club. So in this case, just you have to monitor as a division director and the area director, the club coaches as well as the club performance itself, so that you can able to provide the feedback to the district. We can able to guide you what to do next. And also, as I have said, that we are going to form a group, as well as we are going to make all the club coaches from last time and this time to be committed that what they have been now. And also, please, who are else attending this particular session, the club coach, please prepare yourself that what are the things at the time of appointment, how many members, and what is the DCP goals that they achieved, and now what is the status and what is your roadmap in order to achieve the DCP points for the weak clubs in order to bring back to the normal position. So this is very important. Please take a note and prepare. Sure, DTM Shankar, our club coach chair, will approach each and every club coaches in order to bring together, so that we have to submit a report to the district director as he mentioned earlier. So we require the coordination for DTM Shankar from our division directors as well as from our area directors. Anyone have any questions?
I have another question. That's if you don't mind. Can anyone be a club coach for two clubs
Yeah, it can be. You see,
in the
for
same
example,
time?
no, it doesn't. There is no restrictions of a member that how many club he or she can be a club coach. The issue is here the timing, how much you can able to spend, you can able to commit for the particular club or the other club. For example, division director, they are asking me, or the area director, they are asking me to put them as a club coach. But first the primary job for them to be a division director or the area director, and you can able to elevate any leader to be a club coach, and you can able to support them. You will have a strong team itself within you. So if you have a time, if you can able to make both the club, that you can, no issue at all. But from your side, you have to observe and you have to recommend such things. But again, it has to, the application, the formal application has to reach me through the club president. Anyone? Okay, within 5 minutes, we are going to close the session.
Yes, Mr. CGD. This is Big QD Muhammad Nasruddin.
Welcome, Mr. PQD.
Thank you. Good morning, our district director. Good morning, everybody. Actually, I have a suggestion that if we can make like this session in Arabic too, if you could have someone who can deliver it in Arabic, so we'll give it to the Arabic club too. We'll encourage others to become coaches. And as DD said, I suggest to have a group that included all division director and area director to be seriously attending any training we have it in district. So they will deliver it back to the club officers and everybody know how to do his role. Thank you. This was my coach, the work that I was going to do. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. CGD.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. PQD. Actually, today I have to appreciate DCD DTM Samia. She is standby to explain all the Arabic queries related to this presentation, because already DTM Shankar, our club coach chair, he has arranged DTM Samia for this purpose. But we didn't get any query in Arabic, so that there is no chance for DCD to explain in Arabic.
That's great, Mr. CGD. Yeah, as DD said, Anita, the next session, if they didn't attend, really just remove them and find somebody else, because we want to take it seriously.
Yeah. Thank you. Because they have to feel that what the district expects from each and every club coach. So the direct message to all the club coaches who is attending here: please prepare your schedule itself, so that it will be ready whenever our club coach chair is asking for the report. So it will be ready for you to submit the report itself. And if you have any doubt or any concern regarding the club coach, always we are available as a district officer. So you can able to approach us through email or through WhatsApp. Sure that you will get a reply back.
All right,
So another
thank you.
2 minutes more to close the session, and please feel free to ask anything. Madam DAM, just I need some words from your side.
Thank you very much, Mr. CGD, for taking this rare opportunity to be with our club coaches and our division directors. It saddened me to note that for the past how many months, we could not even get the presence of our area directors and division directors. We can always see same faces like Toastmaster Samia, distinguished Toastmaster Samia, distinguished Toastmaster Simi Ali. But how about the other division directors and the other area directors? It fails us, considering that we felt that at this point in time, they're always depending on us, district officers, to do everything. But remember, the division directors and the area directors are the direct link to the clubs. without their full participation and without taking the responsibility to make, for the first time, the District 104 be a distinguished district, we cannot do it alone. Even though we will work 24/7. At the end of the day, we always request from our division directors, chairman of the different committees, because this one is not just for the position. This one is not just for getting the title for the distinguished Toastmaster. See, this is what I felt from the very beginning. Some of our leaders are just taking the position just for the purpose of getting the title of a distinguished Toastmaster. They only wanted the recognition, but they don't want to do the responsibility. And this is what really saddened us. And I also agree with Didi, because considering that from the very beginning, we are very compassionate, we are very understanding. But I believe this is for their own sake, right? This is for their own recognition. Who will get the title? Not us. Who will get the requirement of being the DTM? Not us. But what we are only asking from them is to do their own responsibility. If they can do, if we cannot do it now, according also to Mr. PQD, I think it is about time for us to do a certain action for them to realize that, albeit with the position that we have, is also the responsibility. Because it's not always that I will ask the logistic manager to call them one by one every time there is a meeting. If you are an officer, it is already given. So hopefully we could be able to let our district EXCOM to understand where we are coming from. We already passed with the 5 months, and look at our dashboard. We did not see any any improvement, even though how many marketing strategy we will do, how many, good that we have some marketing strategy, because even though we could not see any extra effort from some of the area directors and division directors, we were able to see the results. There are those who are very eager to get I-Victory pin, the core values, the set of free officers pin, and hopefully before the end of our term, we could do something. Because as what we have said, what kind of legacy we will leave once we are finished with our position? Do we want to be remembered as a division director who did nothing, or an area director who did nothing, and every time you are called past area director and past division director, your conscience will tell you that you did not do anything. So hopefully this could have been a wake-up calls also for our EXCOM. Thank you, Mr. CGD, and appreciate also for this special session. And hopefully we can ask all of our coaches to attend for another meeting. And of course, thank you to distinguished Toastmaster Shankar. I saw him that even though he has to have with his family time, I saw him now driving. He still spent that some few hours with us to give this session. Thank you, Mr. CGD. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Madam DIM. It's absolutely right what you have said, that so as a district exam, we expect for each and every meeting that a district called for, I want you to be present, as a district exam, to support the district. If as a division director, as a area director, if you are not going to attend, how you can able to expect the other members and other leaders to be available for such meetings? So we have to be an example for them, as a lead. Okay, now I would like to request DTMDCB Samia, because you got all the summary related to the club coach. Just within 2 or 3 minutes, I want you to explain in Arabic, so that the other people, one who cannot able to understand the English, so that they will get it. Please, can you please?
Sure. You from the DTM Shankar presentation, right?
Yeah, presentation as well as the questions and the answers that we address. Just you can take it, which is important. Just you can provide, just
Okay.
basic eligibility and how they can approach, who can be, and what is their commitment in order to achieve the credit for the club coach. Because if the club it's not going to be awarded with DCP points, at least 5 as a distinguished status, they are not going to be get credited, although you have been appointed. So this is very important. They thought that once we appoint TI confirm, they will get the credit, which is totally wrong. If they work in order to achieve and to make that club at least to get the 5BCP with fulfillment of the membership criteria, this is the time that he or she is going to be get credited as a club coach for the particular club. This is very important, and they have to work closely with the club, as well as the request has to come only through the particular club president who needs the club coach.
اوكي.
Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعضاء التوست ماسترز الكرام، اليوم طبعا قادنا DTM شنكر بشرح وافي عن موضوع الكلب كوتش أو مدرب النادي، وكيفية التعيين وكيفية الحصول على النقطة، للحصول لنقطة مدرب النادي. الآن من البداية هاخذكم سريعا على ما تم كموجز لهذا اليوم. كيفية أن التعيين تتم عن طريق رئيس النادي، وهو يعني المعني أنه هو بعد ما يرسل لكم الفورم أو النموذج تعبأ من قبل 2 مدربين النادي، حيرسلها للSGD DTM محمد اللي هو رئيس نمو الأندية. حياخذ يوقعها ويرسلها لموقع التوستماستر انترناشونال. الحل الثاني ان هي يتم التعيين عن طريق الSGD DTM محمد، وهنا ايضا حيترسل النموذج للتوستماستر انترناشونال الموقع الرسمي، ويتم التعيين اما عن طريق SGD او مدير القطاع DTM جوي. الان لكي تستطيع أن تكون مدرب لهذا النادي، تحتاج إنه هذا النادي يكون أقل من 12 عضو، وإنك أنت ما تكون عضو في هذا النادي. ثالث شيء إنه ما يكون يعني عدد الأعضاء النادي ما يكون 0، يعني العدد من 1 ل 11 أقل من 12 يكون عدد النادي لكي يتم تعيين مدرب لهذا النادي. هذه عشان طبعا وانت تكون عضو توست ماسترز في نادي جيد او وضعه جيد، وانت ايضا عضو توست ماستر وضعك جيد، تحتاج انك انت اذا انت حيكون عن طريق رئيس النادي، تحتاج انك انت تتكلم مع رئيس النادي وانه هو يكون موافق على تعيينك عشان يترسل النموذج. طيب نيجي للأمر الثاني، كيفية الحصول على النقطة تبع مدرب النادي. تحتاج إنك أنت تعمل خطة للمدة التي أنت ستقضيها، وهي من سنة لسنتين لمدرب النادي، ولكن إذا أنت حصلت عليها في كنت يعني قدرت تستطيع الإيفاء بكل الريكوايرمنت وكل الامور التي يحتاجها النادي، فانت ممكن تحصل عليها 9 شهور 6 شهور على حسب تعيينك يعني. ولكن هي دائما التعيين او مراجعه اوراق المدربين الانديه تاتي في نهايه جون ويعلن عنها في جولاي. تحتاج انك انت تزيد من عدد اعضاء النادي، توصل ل 20 عضو، او نت جروث اللي هو تزيدها بعدد 5 أعضاء طول السنة. تحتاج أنك أنت أيضا أنه النادي يكون عدد أو الإنجازات تكون 5 نقاط أقل حاجة في الDCP، أو هو النادي برنامج النادي الناجح أو برنامج النادي المتميز. لكي يكون نادي متميز تحتاج من 5 نقاط وما فوق، فتحتاج أنك تعمل هذه الشيئين، انك انت تزيد عدد الاعضاء، وايضا انك انت تكون من الانديه المتميزه للحصول على النقطه في نهايه السنه او نهايه السنتين، على حسب حصولك على هذه او ايفائك التزاماتك تجاه النادي. تحتاج انك انت تحط خطه دائمه ومراجعه دائمه للإنجازات مع رئيس النادي، مع نائب رئيس عضو الشؤون التعليمية، للشؤون العضوية، للأعضاء الهيئة الإدارية، عشان تعملوا بلان واضحة وخطة واضحة تستطيعوا من خلالها أنكم أنتم الوصول لمنجزات أو الأمور التي تحتاج انكم انتم تنتهوا عليها في نهايه السنه، وهي انك انتم تتوصل الى انه يكون النادي نادي متميز ناجح، وايضا زياده عدد اعضاء النادي. وهنا دور ايضا حيكون في مراجعه من قبل القطاع، من قبل اعضاء الهيئه الاداريه في مجلس القطاع، وخاصة رئيس نمو الأندية وديتي محمد، وأيضا رئيس لجنة المدربين النادي تي أم شنكر، هيعملوا لكم مراجعة، هيدخلوكم في جروب عشان يعملوا معاكم دائما اسسمنت ويشوفوا وضع الأندية ووضعكم انتوا، إذا انتوا عندكم أي استفسارات أو أسئلة يمديكم على طول يعني توصلوا لهم بشكل سريع وتحصلوا على الإجابة. أعتقد هذا يعني كل الأمور التي ذكرت الآن. كما ذكر دي أم شنكر، استمتعوا بالتجربة، فعليا هي تجربة أنا قد مريت فيها، هي تجربة رائعة. تحتاج أنك أنت تعلمك الصبر، تعلمك أنك أنت كيف تعمل خطة تكون قائد لهذا المشروع، وأنك أنت توصل هذا النادي من أنه نادي كان متعثر إلى أنه يكون نادي ناجح، نادي وصل للتميز. وهذا يعني شيء جميل انه يحسب لك. فعليا لما الناس تتذكر الشخص اللي رفع هذا النادي ووصله الى نقطة النجاح. السنة هذه والسنة اللي فاتت كان في استثناء من قبل القطاع، من قبل توست ماستر انترناشونال عفوا، انه اي احد يحصل على نقطة الكلب كوتش او مدرب النادي يستطيع ايضا الحصول على او نقطة في كأنه كمدير منطقة او مدير قسم، فهو يستفيد منها في رحلته الى دي تي ام او رحلته الى يعني عريف مميز او توست ماستر مميز. فلا يعني خذوا هذه الفرصه لانها فعلا فرصه رائعه، وهذه السنه يمكن السنه الاخيره، فما حيكون عندنا هذه الفرص بعد كده. فيعني انا لو منكم صراحه يعني وما كنت مدير منطقه ومدير قسم، يعني على طول ساسارع انه انا اكون مدربه لهذا النادي في اي من الانديه. عندنا لسه انديه يمكنك الحصول عليها من الداشبورد او من موقع توست ماسترز، واذا ما حصلت عليها ممكن يزودوك بها ديتي ام شنكر ديتي ام محمد، بانه يوروك لسه الانديه، يمديك تتواصل معاهم وتتعرف عليهم وتتعرف على وقتهم، وايضا انك انت تقدر تكون مدرب لهذا النادي. يعني اعتقد هذه بخلاصه وبعجاله ما استحضرته من كل الكلام اللي السابق. اذا انتم عندكم اي استفسارات نحن هنا متواجدين. دي تي ام محمد اجاب على كثير من الاسئله، منها انه يستطيع الشخص يكون مدرب للناديين، ولكن الافضل انك تكون مدرب نادي عشان تقدر تركز معه. فكره انه النادي اذا هو لا يمكنك ان تكون مدرب لهذا النادي وانت عضو فيه، وحتى لو انت ما جددت عضويتك عشان تكون مدرب للنادي، الموقع توست ماسترز هيشوفوا مده الهيستوري او التاريخ حقت انك انت كنت عضو في هذا النادي، وهيرفضوا انك انت تكون مدرب للنادي. فعشان كده يعني هذه الاسئله المتكرره يعني اللي دائما بينسأل فيها، يعني استمتعوا بالرحلة، وفعليا هي تجربة ممتعة وأنصح فيها الجميع. وإذا أنتم عندكم أي أسئلة أنا متواجدة معكم هنا للإجابة عن أي سؤال. Dita Muhammad, I briefly I gave a highlight of the main thing that announced and described today, and I asked them if they have any questions, they can approach me now so I can translate it, or they can approach you directly, you and DTM Shankar, because you are going to create a group for all the club coaches so you can have the assessment and also have answering any questions from them. If you have anything you want me to translate, I will do that gladly.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your help, Samia. I hope that now we are coming to the end of the session. So Just I will hand over this one to our DTM Taste to continue and to close the meeting.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Captain Sam.
وعليكم السلام.
ممكن أسأل إيش هي شروط التقديم للكوتش؟
ما هي شروط التقديم إلى إنك أنت تكوني مدرب للنادي؟
أيوه.
طيب. DTM محمد, she asking what is the requirement to be a club coach?
Yeah, she is a member of good standing. That's all, and she is not to be a member of the club, which is she is going to be a coach.
Yes. Okay. فقط انك انت تكوني عضوة في التوست ماستر, عضوة جيدة, بمعنى انك انت تكوني عضوة في نادي جيد, يعني وضعه جيد, وانت ايضا عضوة يعني دافعة كل المستحقات, وتكوني عضوة برضو جيد, يعني في وضع جيد, وانه انك ما تكوني عضوة في نفس النادي اللي انت تبغي تكوني مدربة له.
يعني مو شرط مستويات معينة أكون منتهية.
She asks, she needs to finish certain levels or paths so she can be a club coach.
There is no such requirements.
ما في شروط.
طيب حتى
فقط
لو
انك انت تكوني متحمسة, وانك انت تقرأي عن المدرب النادي, تتعرفي عليه, وانك انت تشتغلي معه.
طيب لو كنت رئيسة نادي لنادي معين, ممكن أكون مدرب نادي لنادي آخر, صح كده؟ هذا اللي فهمت.
She said that now she is a club president. However, she is going to be a club coach for another club. So there is
no issue. What she has to do, she has to fill the form in English, the club coach form.
Yes.
And it has to be given to the club president of the club who required the coach, and he
Yes.
or she has to forward to us.
Okay. توستماستر فاطمة, فقط انك انت يعني زي ما قال انه ما لها علاقة انك انت تكوني رئيسة نادي, وانك انت تكوني يعني انك انت تكوني مدربة لنادي اخر. يعني كلنا نحن عندنا يعني مسؤوليات في انديتنا, وبس برضو بناخذ ادوار اخرى. الشيء الوحيد انك انت تخاطب رئيسة النادي او رئيس النادي لهذا النادي اللي انت تبي تكوني مدربة لناديهم, وانه انت تعبي النموذج في فورم بالانجليزي, انت تعبي اسمك, معلوماتك, يعني ما هي معلومات كثيره. وانا صراحه من وجهه نظري انه يفضل انك يكون معك مدربه نادي ثانيه عشان تتساعدوا, ولكن هو ما هو شرط. عبي النموذج واعطيه لمدرب لرئيسه النادي اللي انت تبغي تدربي يعني ناديهم, وعشان هي تفرود هذا النموذج وترسله لCGD اللي هو DTM محمد وDTM شنكر, ترسلهم باي ايميل ليهم, وهم حيتخذوا اللازم, يعني حيتم التعيين ان شاء الله.
طيب شاكرة لكم, جزاكم الله خير, يعطيكم العافية.
وجزاك الله خير. إذا احتجتي أي سؤال إذا عندك, الساحة الآن مفتوحة, يمديك تسألي عنها, وأيضا يمديك برضو ترسلي الإيميل, يعني أي أمور تقدر توصلي لنا بشكل أو آخر. يعني
ممكن أطلب الفورم من رئيسة المنطقة؟
نعم ممكن, هي موجودة في موقع التوست ماسترز عموما, ولكن يمديك تسألي رئيسة المنطقة, رئيسة القسم أو رئيس القسم. أنت في أي قسم؟
قسم تي.
قسم تي. ممكن تطلبيها من DTM شنقيطي. DTM محمد, she asked about the form, how she can يعني get the form.
Through the area director or division director, they can able to get it before we have circulated. We can provide you if you require, no problem.
Okay. زي ما قلتي من مديرة المنطقة أو مديرة القسم, يمديك تحصلي على الفورم. هي ما هي يعني تقدر تتحصل عليها سهلة، وفقط إن هي تعبأ من قبلك وترسليها لرئيسة النادي، وأنت تقولي كلمتها من قبل مثلا أو تعاملتي معها، بحيث إن هي يعني الإيميل اللي أنت حترسلي له هو بالنموذج ترسله وبموافقتها ل سي جي دي تي ام محمد أو رئيس لجنة المدربين الأندية دي تي ام شنكر.
جزاكم الله خير، يعطيكم العافية، ما قصرت.
جزاك الله خير ويعافيك.
Excuse me, I have a quick question. When somebody is assigned a coach, can he be the member after being assigned to the coach to that club?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Your new DTM test.
Yeah, now back to DTM Matthias, our district admin manager, for any district announcements and advices.
Yes,
Thank
very
you.
good, CGD.
And also only one thing, I would like to thank especially our division directors, DCD DTM Samia, as well as DHD DTM Seniorly, who attended this session, apart from some of our area directors. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for our area directors and division directors who are with us. And it's very good opportunity also to announce that on Sunday, the program of our PQD, the members orientation, will be held on Mr. PQD. Can you have it announced for us? We will release the flyer.
Yes. Again, thank you, Madam District Administration Manager. Our district officer and division and area director, by Allah, inshallah, on this coming Saturday, we'll have a reorientation session, especially for those new members and old member too, who wants to benefit and refresh their information about what is the Toastmaster, what is the promises of the Toastmaster, so we'll understand why we are as a member on Toastmaster and the benefit that we are getting from the Toastmaster. Other thing, the other session, it's going to be about how to navigate the pathway and use the Toastmaster portal. It will start from 8:30 after PM up to 10:15, inshallah. And this is going to be regularly. So the purpose of that, we want the people to understand and help them if they don't know how to use this thing, and refresh, even though if we do know it, like us to refresh some of our information. Would like from division director and area director to inform the club officers to be joining this session. And thank you, Madam. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. PQD. It should have been on Sunday, not Saturday. So the
I said
Sunday.
Saturday. Sorry, I said yeah, it's Sunday, not Saturday. Sunday.
Sunday, yes. We will release the poster for that. And of course, we also have our monthly town hall meeting, the next meeting will be on November 5, Thursday. So again, we are requesting all our division directors and area directors to please have this one promoted to your members so they can be able to attend. Now, for the members orientation, we wanted especially those who are new from January until this time to join us. And then according to Didi, for those who will be able to finish the 2 parts of the program, then we'll receive the membership certificate from the Toastmasters International. Other than that, I believe I'm okay, Mr. CGD. And once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Now the form is available, club coach form, in the XCOM group. So the division director, the district official, and the area directors can able to access it, and you can able to provide to the concerned club president, whoever they require this form.
Okay, Mr. CGD, one more thing. We are also scheduling the distribution of the Triple Crown Awards for this term. Our PQD is already arranging the schedule for those already entitled for the Triple Crown Award for our term. Then we will have it scheduled in few days' time. So Mr. PQD have it scheduled so we can release all of those who are entitled for the Triple Crown Awards. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It's back to DAM. Just to close. So I hope no one has any questions. We are going to conclude this session. Within 1 minute, the session will be get closed by our IT manager. Thank you very much for our ITM, DTM Farhan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for attending.
Yeah.
Have a day ahead.
Good day.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you. Thank you, CGD, for this session. Actually, appreciate it. And for our speaker, for the information here that he delivered. And inshallah, we'll keep on until we get the I factory. We will not give up. Thank you.
Thank you.